sports and entertainment, hit the like button. Please, please, please share the video. Share it. Get it out. I want people to hear this. Um, Sorry I'm a little late. I had some things that I had to take care of real quick. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get right into it. Brown Sugar, I see you in here. Stephen Green and Ted, I see y'all in here, man. Um, I'll give people a few minutes to get in here, man, and then I'll go ahead and I'll go in on this, okay? Let me, you said get him, huh? Got him! Yeah, got him! Got him! Got him! Get him. Nah, you know what, man? Um, Listen, why are you apologizing now? Well, not even really. It's not even a formal apology, really. It's why are you admitting this now? You know, you weren't grateful. You weren't grateful with when you had them. And as a matter of fact, let's just be honest. When you came back to Cleveland, it was like you wanted Kyrie to play second fiddle to you. Okay, you didn't have faith in Andrew Wiggins. Okay, so you got him up out of there. You didn't think that Andrew Wiggins was going to be anything. Well, guess what? He ended up going somewhere else and winning the ring and had a big impact too. What's up with it, the real? I see you in the building. He said the hell, Brian Matt wanted to trade Kai for PG. So sad, but hey, but you know what though? Now Kyrie, you know he's got the last laugh, and many of the Bron critics were sitting up in there saying that Kyrie would never win a ring again. Even the mainstream media would, you know, they kind of tiptoed around it, but they were basically they wanted to go ahead and say it that Kyrie would never possibly win a ring or get to a finals or be successful without LeBron again. But this is what people got to understand, okay? Kyrie, did he start off a little slow? Yeah, he did. You know what I'm saying? There were people criticizing him, you know, before LeBron had got there. You know what I'm saying? They had Byron Scott as a coach. You know what I'm saying? They were awful, and that's what they try to use as, you know, a lot of talking heads will use talking points. Well, what was Kyrie before LeBron got there? But you didn't really. People got to understand that you really didn't give Kyrie a chance to really develop or anything. Um, because let's not forget, you know, LeBron had missed the playoffs when he first started off his career. They didn't make the playoffs, but guess what? It was D Wade and it was actually D Wade and Melo who they criticized that made the playoffs. LeBron didn't, but that's neither here nor there. Listen, 27.1 and 29.4. Who knows what that is? Who knows what that is? And if you're, you know, if you're a numbers guy or a numbers girl, then you'll know what it is automatically off the top of your head. 27.1 and 29.4. Who knows what that is? Okay. Well, those are Kyrie's averages in the 2016 finals and the 2017 finals. In the 2016 finals, Kyrie had averaged um, he had averaged 27.1, and of course he hit the dagger in the heart. You know what I'm saying? As the brother Ticket TV calls him, the Heartbreak Kid. He hit, you know, arguably the most important shot in NBA history, which, you know, nobody will try to admit, and a lot of the LeBron um, people will sit up there and they'll say, okay, well, the block was more important or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They'll have that argument, that debate or whatever. And then in 2017, uh, he averaged 29.4, and it was a legit 29.4 because he was playing and logging in heavy minutes. No, no. That was both with the Cavs. Okay, let's go back to that. In 2000 and in 2000 2017 season in the finals, he averaged 27.1, and in when he was in the 2017 finals, he averaged 29.4. What's up with it, Octavius, Texas made man? I hope you're doing all right, man. Hey, we've been getting a lot of Octavius, man. We've been getting hit out here in Dallas, man. Um, you know, I hope everybody doing all right. We've been getting hit with tornadoes, thunderstorms, people power is out, everything, man. So shout out to everybody in Texas. I got family members whose family them been, I mean, whose lights them been out for at least 4 or 5 days. You said LeBron going to be snatching the clipboard from JJ Redick when he trying to draw play. Oh yeah, I forgot. Octavius is a Lakers fan too. I forgot, man. Yeah, man. I was on his. I was man. We was on LeBron earlier, man. We was cooking LeBron earlier. But yes, that's the truth. But why are you apologizing now, man? Or why are you sitting up in here admitting all this now? Kyrie. For those of y'all that don't know, um, LeBron said that he hates the fact that Kyrie is not his teammate anymore. And he also went a step further and said that now he wants to admit that Kyrie, now this is debatable. I don't have Kyrie in this category or anything, but he does have an argument. He's the most gifted player that he's ever seen. Man, would you stop it with that fake stuff, man? Like I said, you didn't realize that, when you had him. And if you really felt that way, you would have been doing everything necessary in your power to try to make things good for Kyrie. While let's just be honest, man. If things would have worked out like they did, instead of you feeling the way that you felt and everything, and then just going ahead and bouncing like you did or whatever. Let's just be real. They probably could have won like another championship or two. Do y'all think? I mean, because you sitting up in here, uh, you want to come out with all that now because Kyrie is successful now. He's young. He's playing at a level. He's always played at a. He's always been more efficient. Okay, he's always been more efficient. All right, he's always a better finisher. Even though LeBron at the rim, he was good at finishing at the rim. But I'm talking about in terms of English. He was always an efficient player, but you never recognized that. He was always a lethal scorer. Now, could he have been better on defense? Yeah, he could have. But there were times when Kyrie didn't D up. But now more than ever, he's playing the defense that needed to be played. You know why? Because he's got a coach in Jason Kidd who is pulling that out of him. Yeah, at least two more. At least two or three more. But look, don't try to come with the fake crocodile tears now saying that you miss Kyrie and all this other stuff. Like I said, you always doing that, man. Now you're starting to see as you get older, man. As you get older, you start to look back and you start to reflect, especially when you're not successful. Okay, and I'm talking about in defeat. In defeat, at times you go back and you reflect. You should have been, or you'll be like, maybe I should have did this, or maybe I should have did that differently. That's what he's doing with Kyrie. He's like, maybe if we would have did this or we would have did that differently. That whole podcast, Mind the Bullshit podcast, aka Mind the Game. That's what he's doing. Oh yeah, Rondo would have been a good coach and everything like that. Man, you didn't appreciate it when he was there. You actually tried to go back at Rondo at times, and Rondo sitting up in there telling you Rondo was the leader on that team because he was holding everybody accountable. But at that time, you didn't appreciate it. That's just an example. So don't try to come up now and try to say, oh, yeah, well, Kyrie is this and Kyrie is that. No, don't do that now. Keep that same energy. Keep the same energy that you had, okay? You wasn't thinking about him before. I don't want to hear nothing about this, oh, yeah, well, LeBron was trying to bring him to the Lakers and all this other stuff. Man, Kyrie didn't want to come back to that BS. And I know that there were rumors that, he was possibly going to go and all that other stuff. But, man, listen, man. He's having the time of his life over there in Dallas. You heard what Luka said. Luka automatically deferred to Kyrie. You know why? Because Kyrie brought a championship presence. Kyrie had already been successful in the league. Kyrie was the one that was coming in 14-0 and close out games. Kyrie was the one that Luka knew that was way more efficient than Luka would ever dream of being. Kyrie is the one that brought credentials to the table. Kyrie is the one that done been through trials and tribulation. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie was damn near, they tried to drive this man out of the league. They tried to put all this stereotype on this man. They constantly made him the media villain. They excoriated him. Did some of the things that he did he bring on himself? Very few. But if we're talking about that petty ass bullshit that everybody want to bring up about the earth is flat and talking about other stuff, well, if we're gonna go there, I mean, we could use a lot of examples of a lot of players doing stupid things, and much more than that. I mean, don't get me started on Rudy Gobert's ass. Yeah, 50, 40, 90. You know what I'm saying? Listen, when you think of Kyrie, you think of 50, 40, 90. When you think of KD, you think of 50, 40, 90. He's not afraid to hit. And that means, okay, I can rely on you, not only in the mid-range, but also finishing at the cup. I can also rely on you on hitting the three-point bucket, okay, with efficiency. And that also means that I can rely on you not only throughout the duration of the game, but at key pivotal points of the game of hitting their free throws. So what are we talking about here? You said Kyrie had to go through racist Celtics fans and the media in Boston. Of course he did. Of course he did. But all along, LeBron's over there living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you niggas. Well, the thing about it is, what you fail to realize is that while you was over there living your best life and all this other stuff, you were salty. You thought that Kyrie was just going to disintegrate. When he went to Boston or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you were in the back, kind of rubbing your hands and was like, yeah. He'll never be as successful as me. I'm the one with the rings. I'm the one with this. I'm the one with that or whatever. But meanwhile, what you didn't know is that Kyrie stayed in the lab and he went through all this. See, sometimes you got to go through the fire in order, fire makes iron and gold. You know what I'm saying? People got to understand that. And also I bring some more logic to the table too. Iron sharpens iron too. Okay. Yes, Kyrie won a championship with LeBron and everything. And some people will say that iron sharpened iron and everything, but not more iron than what you're receiving from not only Luka, but also Jason Kidd and his team right here. Now, I've been hearing some people talk about how Derek Lively is soft and all this other stuff. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. There ain't nothing soft about Derek Lively at all. Matter of fact, if it wasn't for Derek Lively, let's just call it what it is. The Mavericks, a big percentage of this had to do with Derek Lively and his impact. I know on paper it might not look like it, but sometimes on paper a player doesn't have to look good. It's the little things and the small things that make big impacts. But I digress on that. And the reason why I bring that up is because that correlates to what I'm talking about in terms of Kyrie and LeBron. There were some times when LeBron was expecting Kyrie to have his back, and guess what? He was right there. You know what I'm saying? But Kyrie had that mentality of he didn't want to be a Robin. He didn't want to be second fiddle or anything like that. And Kyrie is showing that. Now, there are going to be some people saying that, okay, well, can Kyrie get it done by himself and all that? Well, I mean, we could use the same argument when it comes to LeBron, when it comes to MJ, when it comes to all these great players in time. Nobody can get it done by themselves. You said Mark Cuban is the only person that treated Kyrie with respect. Cuban is an NBA villain too, and I love it. You said I'm a huge Lively fan. Yeah, man. Listen, if you love basketball and appreciate basketball, you will appreciate these two guys. You appreciate Mark Cuban, okay? A guy that goes against the grain. A guy that he has that R.I.P. Bill Walton mentality. Um, being a rebel, so to speak, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But still being able to be successful, and he wants everybody to be successful. Don't forget, he extended his hand out to Delonte West, even in the midst of his struggles, in which a lot of the NBA players do. They just look down on him. They said that this guy was on drugs. They said that this guy, oh, look what you did with, LeBron's mom and all this stuff. Oh, you homeless and all this other stuff. Mark Cuban was like, nah, man, let's give him an opportunity. Okay, but they don't want to talk about that, and they failed to bring that up. And in terms of Derek Lively, yes, Derek Lively is just a rookie, and he's already doing veteran like things. Now, the big thing was that with his neck injury and stuff like that, he got hurt a little bit, which kind of set him back just a little bit. But at the same token, everybody wants a Derek Lively on their team. That spark off the bench. What you think Najee Reed was? And don't forget Najee Reed, uh, he wasn't expected to be doing the things that he is right now. You say Cuban hired Jason Kidd when the NBA didn't want to. Yeah, exactly, because of the all of the stuff that Jason Kidd had went through. But Jason Kidd, what you have to realize, you said Mark Cuban loves greatness and he's an upstanding human. Yeah, he is. What you got to understand about Jason Kidd, what you got to understand about Jason Kidd is that he'll always have a place in Dallas. Okay? Listen, don't forget he started off his career in Dallas. Okay? Jason Kidd was that guy. He was that point guard. If you wanted to play point guard, those were one of the guys that you wanted to play like back in the days or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And when they had Jamal Mashburn and they had Jim Jackson, even Jim Jackson said that he wished that some of the small things they could have just put aside or whatever, and they possibly could have been a very successful trio. When I talk about Jason, Jamal, and Jim. Jason Kidd, Jamal, Mashburn, and Jim Jackson. A very talented trio. But Jim Jackson did mention a thing that a lot of people don't look at. They didn't really get enough court time together in order to gel like they wanted to. But when you seen them on the court together, oh, you saw a lot of potential in that trio. But my point is that Dallas always has there's a soft spot for Jason Kidd here. He brought a ring here, or helped bring a title here to Dallas. Everybody thinks, oh, it was Dirk, it was Dirk, it was Dirk, it was Dirk. It wasn't all Dirk. I'm not going to let people have that argument. Oh, it was Dirk, it was Dirk. No. It was Tyson Chandler. It was Sean Marion. It was Jason Terry. It was J.J. Barrera. It was Jason Kidd. You know what I'm saying? It was coupled with a whole bunch of solid role players who had been through the grind. Don't forget, Jason Kidd had already been through two finals in his career. They just came up short with New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? You say kid is the perfect for Luka becoming a better point. But see, that's the thing, Ted. I don't see Luka as a point guard. I don't see him as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? I see Luka as a shooting guard. They got him listed as point guard. That's just like, when it comes to Jamal Murray, I don't see him as a point guard. Like his style of play to me is not conducive of a point guard because they have a knack to want to score. But Luka is listed at point guard, so I do see what you're saying. But the biggest thing about Luka, I want people to understand. You'll never on any of my videos sit up here and say that Luka was trash or he's garbage. There's actually people that's actually calling Luka trash and garbage and stuff like that. You'll never hear me say that about Luka. I have always stood by this. I've always said that Luka needed to play somewhat both ends of the floor and get his conditioning right, and he'll make it. And he's done that. And as a matter of fact, I don't even see Luka like a Larry Bird. You know who I compare Luka to? And this is really gonna mess y'all head up when I say this, right? This is gonna really mess y'all head up. Luka reminds me of Paul Pierce, a white Paul Pierce. I know. Some people gonna trip out, but I've actually said this before. Matter of fact, I think I told brother Cypress that too. The reason is because they both play very slow. Luka does have a pull-up game. Now, if you go back and you go look at Paul Pierce's career. Now I'm gonna give another comparison. Let's go to the efficiency type of deal. They'll struggle like in the beginning of games sometimes, but then they'll heat up like midway through the third and going into the fourth quarter, and then they'll catch heat. That's what Paul Pierce was known for. Paul Pierce, man, he used to struggle sometimes. And in the beginning of games, he'll start off real slow or whatever, and then all of a sudden he'll come back, you know what I'm saying, winning games, or you put the ball in his hand in his hands in a clutch situation and stuff like that. Now, is Luka a better like playmaker than Paul Pierce? Yeah, he is, because Luka can distribute at that time. But as far as defense, Paul Pierce and people think that Paul Pierce wasn't solid on defense. He was solid on defense. As a matter of fact, he's on all NBA defensive teams. Yeah, good footwork. He had the fundamentals. Don't move. He's not all that slow. I mean, he's not all that fast and athletic. But every now and then he'll surprise you. Paul Pierce will surprise you and bang on you. And also, we got to understand that Paul Pierce, and I'm talking about Paul Pierce. I know Brown Sugar up in there, man. She's up in there, got hearts going in her head. She's like, Celtics Nation! Celtics Nation! Yeah, we know y'all in there, damn it. We know y'all in there. Celtics Nation, Paul Pierce! You probably have to fan Brown Sugar, Paul Pierce walking in the building. Oh, Paul Pierce, I'll be up in there fanning her. Yeah, his bag is deep. The stutter step, a lot of people, back at that time, the stutter step was real huge. That stutter step, act like you getting ready to, everybody took that from Paul Pierce. That McGrady took it from him. Act like you getting ready to dribble and just hesitate and all that, and then just come to a stop and have your defender like either lagging back or didn't know what you was gonna do, because with that stutter step you could either do it in and out, hit him with that bye-bye, that Baron Davis bye-bye, hesitate, bam, have them come forward, then they get too close, blow right past them, then they still riding your hip or whatever, then step back, boom. He also had that step back too. That was that Paul Pierce, that triple threat. I don't care about a celebrity, and Paul Pierce is not my type. He's not even here. I'm talking about as a player, but man, we be up in there fanning him. We'll be fanning Brown Sugar. Just like, oh Lord, Lord have mercy. You would have thought Brown Sugar up in church and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she any Celtic that walk up in there, even with Big Baby walk up in there, you be like, Big Baby, I know they don't like you, but I like you. He's like, I don't care what they say about you, you good in my book as long as you were lucky. Oh man, but yeah, but man, Paul Pierce, bro. Yeah, he remind me. Well, Luca reminds me a lot of Paul Pierce, man. Now, I gotta ask y'all, who do y'all think is the most gifted player that you've seen? Who is y'all most gifted player that y'all have seen? Now, earlier Paul Pierce was saying that he said Victor Wembanyama, and the reason why I bring that up is because LeBron said that Kyrie is the most gifted player that he's seen. You said Jordan or Shaq. Now, I I I didn't get to see him like as I was growing up or in person or play on TV or anything like that. But from what I heard and the stuff that I've heard about him, you would say that Wilt Chamberlain is the most gifted player. That's the stuff that I from who I done seen, and I could say um, the most gifted. I would probably have to say Jordan. Okay, but everybody's gonna give that obvious. They always want to give that obvious. Um, One of the reasons why I have Hakeem as my starting center is because I think that he is gifted because he was a gifted athlete. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to play defense the way that he did, and also rebound, shot block, but also at the same time be able to be cerebral and be skillful offensively. Like to me, those are some attributes that you can't teach. That's just a gift. And to be coupled to be that size and to be able to chase people down the way that you're doing. You never really seen. I've never seen Shaq chase that many people down like that. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen Hakeem do it. I want to say Alonzo Mourning's done it, and I also seen Patrick Ewing done it. You know what I'm saying? And how ironic they both played for Georgetown. I'm going to wear my Boston stuff, but I also get a picture with Kyrie face on the back of my shirt. Uh oh. Uh oh. You love you some Kyrie, huh? All right. But see, Kyrie like them white girls. Yeah, he like RG3. Probably because of his stay in Australia. But Kyrie is still, he's still down for the cause. You said nothing wrong with the snow bunnies. Oh, yeah, right. But see, if somebody up in there preaching or something like that, Ted, then you'll be the first one to talk about some buck dancing. And then you be like, oh man, nah, you a swirler, man. You don't count. You can't say nothing about black folk. Come on, man. Which one is it, man? When I get it done, I'm going swirling without button down. Man, nah, man. Like, come on, man. But see, they don't say nothing. See, I noticed this though. They don't never say anything about LeVar Ball. And see, LeVar Ball, his kids are half white. You know what I'm saying? Half black. But they won't say nothing about LeVar Ball because LeVar Ball actually stood for something. Look, I while LeVar Ball, you know what I'm saying, he was over the top and everything. We got to be honest, man. LeVar Ball had taken over social media for a good 2-3 years, man. He took over the mainstream media and social media for a good 2 to 3 years. I mean, he dominated. I mean, to be able to get on there on 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 first take and be braggadocious about your son and stuff like that. And there was a method to his madness. And guess what he did? He used that. He was very cerebral in what he did. And there was a lot of things that motivated me about LeVar Ball because he was a personal trainer. I do my thing in personal training too as well. So there was a lot of things that they didn't realize about LeVar Ball. He was all about ownership. The same thing that Ice Cube had preached. He was all about ownership, owning your own thing. I don't care what he like. I just love him as a player. He'll definitely like a Dominican. Then he said because he don't but dance. His wife Tina cool too. Okay, but they still gonna criticize him regardless. But see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta nah man. I ain't even gonna give you that one because if Kyrie, let's say Kyrie, because there was some people that had a nerve enough to call Kyrie a coon. Now you'll never hear me utter those words out of my mouth, but there were some people that said they couldn't support Kyrie because of that factor, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, well, he's a butt dancer because he would he going outside of his race or whatever, or swirling or whatever." But you have some people like that. Me, I don't really see it that way. Matter of fact, I got into an argument with a dude, man. It was a debate about um, the military, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't too much care for white folks and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? We got into that or whatever." And I said, "Okay, so let's say you in Iraq. Let's say you in Iraq, and that your comrade, he saves your life, and your comrade actually happens to be, this guy's in your unit, and he actually happens to be of another race. Let's just say Caucasian. He's white, and he saves your life. Are you still gonna have the same feelings toward that dude or whatever?" And he said, "Yes, I am." I was like, "Man, I can't even have no conversation with you. You trying to tell me that a dude looks out for you from you possibly dying, not ever being able to come back and see your family again, and this guy saved your life like Forrest did or tried to do in Forrest Gump and everything when well, it was too late with Bubba, but what he did with Bubba. You trying to tell me that you're not going to be able to see?" I was like, "Man, knock it off, man. I'll slap yourself." Because when you see that guy and he invites you to a barbecue and there ain't number white folks there or something like that, and he invites you or something like that, and he introduces you to people, stuff like that, people are gonna look at that you're gonna look at him differently. You're gonna be like, "Yeah, that's my brother." I don't care what it is. You can sit up there and try to be all strong headed all you want to. Now, I can understand what you're saying in terms of something that all of our ancestors they done been through that and everything. But a guy like that, he he didn't feel no type of way if he tried to if he was saving your life or something like that. All that stuff went out of the window. And then he gonna come with the argument talking about, okay, well, man, he was doing that, man, because he had to, and uh, he was ordered to or whatever. Don't leave a soldier and all this other stuff. Yeah, but there's people that do it all the time. Hell, look what they did to Pat Tillman. He white. So what I'm saying is, and we all know what happened with that situation. Ooh, what are you doing? You said black couples that buck dance, but I mean, yeah, you got people out here that that are Oreos and stuff like that. They try to pretend like they down with you and everything like that. Man, I'll be the first to say, and if anybody got a problem when I tell you this, I don't give a fuck what you say about me when I get ready to tell you what I'm about to tell you right now. Um, I got white friends. You know what I'm saying? And there was actually a white dude that used to come. Well, he's a white dude now, but back then, you know what I'm saying? He was pretty cool. He was cool with my family, man, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, to this day, we actually are pretty solid, play ball together and everything. And I'll be like, yeah, that's my brother. But he was always himself. He wasn't like one of them. Oh, I'm trying to be down or anything like that. No, he was himself. Because when I would go to his house, because they would throw parties or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He had a lot of friends from different ethnicities, and they would be there. Like a lot of them were black. Man, you go up in there, man. His father and his mom, they were themselves. Like his father had a deer, one of those deer on the top of his wall. He was a hunter. He would show off his gun collection and all that stuff, man. And see, what y'all don't realize, man, all these people that be talking about like buck dancing and cooning and all that other stuff, right? Them people that you talking about, ask them niggas for, you got a flat tire on the road or something like that. Or say you need like $10, $15 or whatever. You ain't got no food in your refrigerator. Well, no, you know what, man? Times are tough. Man, times are tough right now, man. Man, I ain't gonna be able to do it right now, but I guarantee you, man, go ask one of them white folks that, you criticize and stuff like that. Oh, sure. I think, what's his name? Cedric the Entertainer has said that too one time. But yeah, sure. How much do you need? I mean, do you need gas? Do you need food? Stuff like that. You have some people out there like that. I'm not saying all of them. But, the people I done ran across, you know what I'm saying, they actually, been pretty helpful. But some people they don't like to talk about stuff like this. I'm going to talk about it. But am I down for my people? Yeah, hell yeah, I am. You know what I'm saying? People don't like to hear that, though, but it's the truth. You know? And if you get offended by that, man, I really don't care. Oh, well, man, straight. Oh, man, he got white friends. Oh, man, I can't be a part of him. Oh, well. Sayonara. I didn't say that I had to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't say that I had to sit up there and announce it every 5 minutes or anything like that. But a lot of people, they don't want to come to grips. They don't want to admit nothing, They wanna try to be down and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know how to be themselves or whatever. You know, my daughter and my son. Let's not forget they go to school. They're gonna get invited to parties. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get. They have teammates and stuff like that. That they get invited to this and get invited to that, and they happen to be of another race or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn to be cordial. But all this stuff, oh no, man, no, I ain't doing that because this person that way or something like that. Now you do it, and then if they disrespect you, because you don't owe nobody no, I don't owe nobody no validation on none of that. I don't owe nobody no validation. Well, yeah, don't forget about what Kyrie Irving did for George Floyd's family. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget about the stuff that Kyrie Irving done did in the community. And he didn't even talk about it. That's the thing. He wasn't braggadocious about it. Oh yeah, here I am on social media. All this other stuff like some people do. All in the video, singing, dancing. And that's one of the things why I like about Bryce James. You see how Bryce James is quiet right now? You don't see him all in the video, all on social media, all this other stuff. But he the better player than Bronny. More agile, he's longer, he's 6'7", about to be 6'8", you know what I'm saying? Might hit another growth spurt. Hell, he might fuck around be 6'10". God rest his soul. Reggie White. Shout out to all the football players, man, that done lost their life. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Larry Allen, man. God rest his soul, man. But yeah, man, like that's why I like Bryce James though, cause Bryce James quiet. You know what I'm saying? He ain't talking too much, and then he gonna Frankenstein y'all ass. He gonna come out there like a monster, and they gonna be like, oh, we should have been looking at this nigga the whole time. Whole time we've been talking about Bronny. Whole time we've been talking about this. Whole time we've been talking about that. Bryce James gonna come down killing, man. Now throw all that stuff about LeBron out the window. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about his kids and stuff like that. We can't help it. But what I'm saying is I'm giving a comparison while we sitting up in here giving all this attention to one goddamn thing, one person, and all this other stuff. People gonna slowly creep up. Next thing you know, oh shit. What the fuck? Where the fuck he come from? Well, look at Kyrie. That's what happened. They didn't give him no attention. People forgot about Kyrie. They were like, oh, he ain't going to be nothing without LeBron. They talk about LeBron and Lakers all the time, all this other stuff. Meanwhile, they in Dallas. They up in here saying, oh, yeah, well, Dallas ain't going to be nothing. Jason Kidd should get fired, all this other stuff. Well, guess what? Now you're in the finals. You said Bronny scoring 25 versus the Sixers. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm glad you put that laughing emoji right there. Because that ain't going to happen. That is not going to happen. I'm surprised Joel Embiid ain't say to LeBron what he said to LeVar Ball. He said, when your son gets in the league, I'm going to dunk on him so hard or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You need to be saying that type of shit to, LeBron. Even though Bronny probably not, but all the treatment that Caitlin Clark getting, well, we gonna see the type of treatment that Bronny gonna get. You know what I'm saying? He gonna go through it. He gonna, they were testing LeBron. They were testing his manhood. Paul Pierce was one of them. The Celtics used to eat his lunch all the time, taking his lunch money, Debo and that motherfucker. We gotta wake up, man. Now Kyrie's in the finals, and he's on the verge of doing something that a lot of people said they couldn't be done. He's on the verge of making history. Well, I'm not gonna say. Let me see. Let me see what it is that Kyrie, because I don't want to misquote what I'm saying. He's on the verge of doing something. He's on the verge of doing something, man. That shows resilience. That's what I should say. Not making history, but when I say resilience, man, you got to think about it. He went through a long period of people hating on him. The media, everything, the naysayers. You had people on social media. You had even people calling him. You had the audacity of people calling him a murderer. Because he wouldn't take the jab or whatever. So I guess that means that many people, everybody that haven't taken the jab or whatever, they murderers too, huh? Oh my God, yeah, that's an argument, man. Yeah, top 75. He the one with the ring, not Damian Lillard. Not Damian Lillard. He the one that was responsible for icing the shot. You know what I'm saying? For the 2016 championship. He the one that's more efficient than Dame Lillard. Don't forget, Dame Lillard is a shot jacker, man. So replace Kyrie Irving with the top 75. That's an argument. Replace um, Dwight Howard in there too. But like DJ, I think. Hold on.